The City of Neenah is pleased to provide video recordings of City Council meetings. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.
All right, going to call this meeting to order. The roll call from Clerk Nick.
Alderperson Bruno.
Yeah.
Alderman-elect Erickson.
Here.
Alderman Linsky.
Here.
Alderman-elect Dietering. Defferding, I'm sorry.
Here.
Defferding. I did that in practice and I did it now too. Alderman Steiner.
Here.
Alderman Paulnow.
Here.
Alderman Ellis.
Here.
Alderman-elect Weber.
Here.
All right, and Alderman-elect Defferding, can you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now we'll have Neenah's very own, Pastor Jeff Van Nuvel, pleased to give us our invocation.
Thank you, Brian. I just want you to know that I did their wedding 30 years ago. I was 5 years old when I did that wedding. So I just want you to know that. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Jeff Van Heuvel. I am an ELCA pastor serving as the senior pastor and head of staff at Messiah Lutheran Church on the east side of Madison. I've known Brian Borchert since he was a student at the University of Wisconsin at Oshkosh. I served as the Newman Center chaplain as a priest back in the 1990s. I've followed Brian as an educator, as a husband to wonderful Lori, and as a dad. So tonight, it is indeed an honor to be here as Brian is sworn in as mayor of Neenah, my dear hometown. I was born and raised here. Brian asked me to say a few words, a prayer, really, of sorts. Still, we live in a country with multiple religions, other believers and non-believers. So I'm hoping that what I have to say does not disrespect anyone's belief. The great Albert Einstein, a man who did not claim any traditional belief, once said this: "Strange is our situation here upon earth. Each of us comes for a short visit, not knowing why, and yet sometimes seeming to a divine purpose. But from the standpoint of daily life, however, there is only one thing we know for sure, that we are here for the sake of each other, for the countless unknown souls with whose fate we are connected by a bond of sympathy. Perhaps tonight this can be our prayer, or, if we do not believe, our hope for Mayor Brian, that he will be a mayor who is connected to all the people in Neenah, that he will serve in this office always for the sake of other people. Brian's background is, as I said, a Christian, a follower of Jesus. Jesus was a man who reached out to those on the margins, those forgotten and lost. Our prayer, or maybe for some of us our hope, is that Brian too will reach out to those on the edges and bring them back into the community of Neenah. Jesus was a man who proclaimed peace and nonviolence. Our prayer, or our hope, is that Brian will build bridges to reconciliation, understanding, tolerance, and peace. Jesus was a person who proclaimed that our greatest purpose and our deepest happiness was found in serving, in feeding the hungry, in lifting up the oppressed, in caring for others. Our prayer, our hope, is that Brian will be a servant leader, showing us what it means to lead for the sake of the countless unknown souls with whose fate we are connected by a bond of sympathy. So tonight, we are grateful for Brian. Today, for those of us who believe, we pray for him and his family, and for the city of Neenah, and for others we hope. This is our prayer and our hope. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. You can live stream his masses on Sundays. If, all right, so on to the swearing of the newly elected officials. We'll start with me. So, Bagel, Judge Guns. All right, do you want to go down? Good enough, right here? Yep.
Go. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Brian D. Borchert,
I, Brian D. Borchard,
having been elected mayor of the city of Neenah, Winnebago County,
having been elected mayor of the city of Neenah, Winnebago County,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear I support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties of the mayor to the best of my ability.
and will faithfully discharge the duties of the mayor to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Judge. Appreciate it. Oh, got to sign that right away. All right. Next up, we have Alderman, a three-year term expiring April 2029. Alderman District 1, Brian D. Defferting. Alderman District 2, Tammy Erickson. And Alderman District 3, Scott C. Weber. If you want to, do you want him down there? Shar?
Screwed up.
Okay, come on down.
Actually, I'll stand over there. Stand facing the crowd. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I,
Tammy
Brian
Erickson.
Defferting,
having been elected
having been elected
alderperson for the city of Neenah,
alderperson for the city of Neenah,
Winnebago County,
Winnebago County,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the state of Wisconsin,
of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of
the duties of
alderperson
alderperson
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, what I'm going to do is just allow each of the aldermen, if they'd like to say a couple words, just, with the honor of being elected to their seat. We'll start over here with Alderman Weber. Feel free to have a few comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, just a few short comments. I'm looking forward very much to another term, working with this great team, also working with our new mayor, Mayor Borchert. I think we've got a really excellent group, and just looking forward to continuing to serve Neenah. Thank you.
Okay. Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. It has been my pleasure and honor to be on the City Council for 12 years. I started in 2014, and I look forward to working with Mayor Borchert and the rest of our City Council members and our directors and staff. And I am also pleased to join back to my committees, Finance, Library Board, Neenah Arts Council, and CDA. So thank you very much.
You bet. All right. Alderman Defferting.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a very exciting time. I know a lot of people ask me, are you nervous about this, about being sworn in as alderman? And for me, being 6 years on the county board, it kind of felt more like I was putting on an old pair of shoes. I think it fits. This is where I belong. And I love the city of Neenah. Absolutely love the city of Neenah. The New York jazz critic Whitney Balliet once called jazz the sound of surprise. And I think one of the things about what I like about jazz is that you have freedom there. You have the freedom to do whatever you want, and you could, and you have that ability and to just simply express. And I'd like to see the city of Neenah to be more like jazz, to have that sound of surprise, to have that freedom to grow. And I'm very much excited to harness that growth here in the city of Neenah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all. So I'd like to say a few things before we get into business. First off, Pastor Jeff, thank you for being here, being a friend and a mentor after all these years. At a time in college when faith is often challenged, mine was strengthened because of you in the Newman Center. So thank you for that. The Neenah Joint School District. Tomorrow's going to be my last day of teaching. Ugh, that's the hard part, right? But I want to extend a thank you to Dr. Harrison, Brian Wunderlich, and my co-teacher, Nick Bramer, for working through this transition and for your leadership and friendship. Thank you to the hundreds of staff members that I've worked with throughout the years. You've helped me shape this great community in so many ways, and I'm so lucky to have been on the front lines with you. To my students, like I mentioned, this will be the hardest part, but I have solace knowing that many of you are living and thriving in this community. I have a saying, once my student, always my student, whether you like it or not. So I can't wait to continue to serve you in this capacity. City Council, to the members of City Council, thank you for the last 6 years of serving alongside you and working together to make right decisions for our community. I look forward to continue to build those relationships as my role as mayor. For all those that helped me in my campaign, who were instrumental, whether it was knocking on doors, donating, sharing the message, or listening or challenging me. Thank you, and I'm grateful for each of you. City staff, man, thank you for allowing me to learn from you. Your service to the community inspires me. I'm excited to serve alongside of you. Mayor Lang, she ducked out a little early, but that's all right. She can do that now. But thank you for your leadership and friendship. I have big shoes to fill, and I look forward to learning from you. I have her personal number, so I plan on using it often. To my family, having two moms in Neenah has been a true blessing. My mother-in-law, Dorothy, and my mom, Marie, have been my biggest cheerleaders, not just during this campaign, but throughout my life. In fact, ironically, my mom recently just needed a little medical attention, and I got a message from a friend of mine, Eric Shea, and he told me that his EMTs can't stop talking about the passenger they had, who just kept telling them about how to vote for their son and that's running for mayor. And he's like, I know that guy. And so he sent me a note and said, you got a great cheerleader in your mom. So it was pretty awesome. To my children who couldn't be here, they were here on the 7th. Lori and I made a decision long ago to show them how to live through actions, not just our words. That's how I intend to live this city. Maddie, Carter, and Sydney, I promise to make you proud. To my brother Jeff, who surprised me again to come on up, thanks for making the trip. It's a far cry from hanging out reading Marvel comics, but thank you for being here. To my wife Lori, I couldn't have done this without you. You're my rock, my campaign manager, my marketer expert, my sounding board. Even if I don't take your advice at first, I usually come around and do it. Your support, yes, your willingness to take on so much in your career has allowed me to pursue some pretty cool things. So here's to one more. And finally, to the citizens of Neenah, thank you for entrusting me to serve as your mayor. I understand that not everyone voted for me, but I work every day to represent all of Neenah. I recognize there's much to learn, and I'll approach this role with humility, dedication, and a commitment to serve this entire community. So thank you. All right, time to get to work. So if you were here just to see that, we are going to get into the orders of business and such, and as far as assigning committees and things, but like I said, if you have places to go or people to see, I completely understand. So, all right. First order of business, we're going to adopt the rules of order. These rules were set in place last year, so I would entertain a motion to adopt the rules of order in previous council as governing rules as this council. There is a motion and a second. Motion by Senator Senator Ellis, that would have been, he's over there, sorry.
Wow.
All right, that would be weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Alderman Ellis, okay, and then seconded by Alderman Weber. Any discussion on this at all? Okay, seeing none, please indicate on your voting devices.
Right here. Okay.
All right. And the motion clearly passes. All right. On to the election of President of City Council. So I would open the floor to any nominations for City Council President. Alderman Ellis.
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations.
Thank you.
It's going to be a good year with 3 more after. At this time, I would like to place into nomination Alderman Dan Steiner for Council President.
Alderman Steiner, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Any other nominations for City Council President from the council? Any other nominations for City Council President? Seeing none, we'll close nominations. All right. Seeing that there is no need to, unless we want to, Dan, we can vote for you, so you have a unanimous decision. Do we have to? All right, we're going to vote. So please indicate the vote for the election of City Council President. All those in favor of Dan Steiner, Alderman Steiner as our City Council President, please indicate on your voting device. All right. Congratulations, Alderman Steiner. City Council President Steiner now. All right.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, are we good? Do we want to adjust seating?
Moving on up.
All right. The moving of the placards. There you go. Bless you. All right. We'll got a bunch to read here, so bear with me, but we're going to have the mayor appointments by to the standing committees, 1-year terms expiring April of 2027. We'll be doing this as a group. Letter A, Finance and Personnel, 4 aldermen and the city council or council president. Mayor appoints Alderman Erickson, Bruno, Ellis, and newly appointed District 2 alderman and council president. Public Service and Safety, 4 aldermen and council president. Mayor appoints Alderman Weber, Linsky, Polnow, Defferding, and council president. Neenah Menasha Joint Fire and Finance Personnel Committee, the council president and a member of the Finance and Personnel Committee and an at-large alderman. Let's see, I'm sorry, and I will entertain a motion to confirm the mayor's appointments to the standing committees.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Polno, second by Alderman Weber. All those in favor of those appointments, please signify by that on your voting device. All right, clearly passes 8-0. I keep on wanting to push the button. I just keep on to vote. I know I can't in case of a tie, but I keep on reaching over there. So, and then when we're waiting, I think it's me that I forgot. So, all right. We are going to move on to mayor's appointments to special council committees. 1-year term expiring April 2027. Committees on rules, 3 aldermen. Mayor appoints Alderman Weber, Ellis, and Defferding. Legislative review, mayor appoints himself, council president, and chair of finance and personnel committee. Entertain a motion to approve mayor appointments of special committees.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Polnow, second by Alderman Weber. All those in favor, please indicate on your voting devices. Okay, motion clearly passes. All right. We are going to take a short recess at this point so that the committees can get together. And this is just standard. We have to make sure that people know who's going to be the chairs and the vice chairs. And then we're going to come back and take each one of those separately to be able to vote on the report on what we had decided. So if the finance and personnel would like to meet at first, we'll start with that one.
Okay.
Everyone else can just kind of stay seated. Is that kind of how we're going to do that? Yep. We'll let the finance and personnel, because there's a lot of overlap. So if you'd like to meet in or the corner.
We can meet right over here because Flo and I are,
Okay, yep.
there's only 3 of us.
Move over that way. Everyone else can kind of hang tight.
So the 4th person would be the newly elected alderman, so we don't have a 4th right now.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So,
These are the diehards. Everyone's sticking around, so I appreciate it.
Right, thank you. Aye. I would like to nominate Alderman Ellis as the vice chair of the finance committee. Aye. Well, I was going to ask Dan on that because public service and safety, don't they meet at 5 on Tuesday? Do you want to keep it at 5:30? Do you want to, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I don't know. What do you?
Same here.
Yeah.
So,
You prefer 5?
would it be better?
More consistent.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Okay.
I wouldn't move that we set our time for 5.
Okay, does that work?
Yeah.
Much older. 2.5 years.
Aye.
So the second and fourth,
Mm-hmm.
second and last, the Mondays of the month.
Yeah.
Harrison's chair, Ellis is vice chair. Okay.
Congrats.
Thank you.
No, 69.
Or the team.
Yeah, we gotta get New Jerseys now.
Yes,
This is we're
we all
number
have
one
to
at
show up until we
finance.
get a new alderman too.
Council President Steiner, you may as well want to stay standing. Moving around. All right, why don't we have the public, do you want to, Charlotte, should we take your report on this? Okay, we'll do finance, public service and safety. Okay?
I don't want to hear this. Keep me out of it.
He's keeping.
Yes, that would be the new person. So they might ask.
Yeah.
She usually did.
No, I grabbed mine from last year.
Was she not here or something?
Commission.
No.
Oh, she was here, because this was my first meeting I attended.
So
Do you know it will take time to renew?
Okay.
Do you know how long?
it will
1 year, huh?
6 weeks because they'll have to
I've
post
ever
it.
known it.
And then they have to
To
apply.
receive the,
Yes.
yeah.
No. And then they have this presentation at our meeting and then we vote at a meeting.
Okay.
So, Martin Meeting, who's volunteered for library, he's here. It's my choice. I've known him for years. He used to work for Children's Minds.
Oh, yeah, you told me that he will be.
After council, council's first, third.
Stars with him.
No, it's the
Between
quickest.
Jerry and me.
It's the quickest here. It just flew by.
Me?
Let's see who else is running.
Vice.
Right, Jamie?
Yeah.
You were here 34 years ago, right? 35 years.
It does. It's the goofiest thing, but it does.
How many mayors?
Let's see.
Just point to
One,
Jerry.
Let's see. Carpenter,
So we have members
Harwood, Sherp, Crawford, Portrait.
All right, we'll have the Committee on Rules meet.
Brian.
Brian, yep.
Oh, that's me.
It kind of hit me when we had the 150th anniversary.
Is it you or?
I worked
Committee on,
with the 20%
Committee on Rules.
of the life
Nope,
of
that
the
is not.
Okay, engineer, you didn't need to do that.
I'm legislative.
Yeah. When was the 100?
23.
all those in favor?
Jeff, so who is chair and co-chair for the public works?
That and that, and you're the
All
vice
right,
chair.
Legislative Review Committee.
And the bill, this chair, co-chair, yeah, okay.
That's me, right? Wasn't sure.
Your son out, huh? Is he in the dorms?
He's in a dorm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is he gonna stay in the dorms or go to a house?
He's staying in dorms.
Okay.
They got one room in the dorm, or one suite.
Oh, that's
kind of
nice.
thing in the dorm.
He's at
So,
Madison?
No, he's at Hopedale.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So there'll be it's a four-person.
All right. At this point, we will call on the Personnel and Finance Committee to report on who was elected chair and vice chair and the meeting dates and times, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting that was held just a few minutes ago. I was elected chair of the Finance and Personnel Committee, and vice chair is Alderman Ellis. We will be meeting on Mondays, the second and
Second and
the
last.
last Monday of the month at 5 o'clock. That is a change from our previous time of 5:30. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Alderman Erickson. On to Public Service and Safety Committee's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the meeting we just had for Public Service and Safety. I was nominated as the chair, and the vice chair will be Alderman Paulno. We are meeting on the, is it second and fourth and last Tuesdays of the month, is same and at 5 o'clock, which is the same time. Thank you.
Okay. Committees on Rules reporting.
Thank you, Mayor. That's me as well. I was nominated the chair for Committees on Rules as well, and Alderman Ellis is the vice chair, and we meet on call.
Excellent. Reporting out on the Legislative Review Committee, I was not elected chair, and Alderman Erickson is vice chair, and we are on call. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, now on to the reading of the mayor's appointments. Here we go. Alderman Ellis to the Appleton Redevelopment Authority Exhibition Center Advisory Committee of the Appleton Redevelopment Authority to a one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Ellis indiffering to the Board of Public Works for a one-year term expiring to 2027. Mayor Borchard, Fire Chief Tesh, Police Chief Olson, City Attorney Rashid, Director of Community Development and Assessment Nyforth, Director of Finance Rasmussen, Director of Public Works Kaiser, Director of the Water Utility Mock, Director of Information Systems Schrader, Director of Park and Rec Kading, Director of Library Service Hardina Wilharm, Director of Human Services and Safety Barber, Clerk Nagel, Alderman Linsky and Bruno, Winnebago Health Representative Gearing, School Superintendent Harrison, and Red Cross Representative to the Emergency Government Committee for one-year term expiring April 2027. Director of Community Development, Nyforth and Mayor Borchard for the Fox Cities Tourism Convention Bureau for one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Bruno as Council Representative to the Business Improvement District Board for one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Erickson and Paulno as members of the Community Development Authority for a one-year term expiring April 2027. Mayor Borchard and Planner Casmore to the City Representative of the Fox Cities Transit Commission for a three-year term that expires 2027. Director of Finance Rasmussen and Director of Community Development Nyforth to the Fox Cities Room Tax Commission for a one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Erickson as Council Representative to the Library Board for a one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Weber, Linsky, and Paulnow to the Liquor Licensing Review Subcommittee for a one-year term expiring 2027. Alderman Bruno and Representative on the Bergstrom Mahler Museum Board of Directors for a one-year term expiring April 2027. I'd like a motion to accept.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Paulnow, second by Alderman Erickson. Please indicate your vote on your voting device. All right, motion passes. Thank you. All right, council appointments. Alderman Ellis and as council representative to the Joint Review Board for one-year term expiring in April 2027. Alderman Bruno as council representative to Landmarks Commission for a one-year expiring April 2027. Newly appointed Alderman District 2 as council representatives to the Loan Assistance Board for a one-year term expiring in 2027. Alderman Erickson as council representative to the Neenah Arts Council for a one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Weber as council representative to the Park and Recs Commission for a one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Erickson as council representative for the Plan Commission for a one-year term expiring April 2027. Alderman Pownall as the council representative to the Waterworks Commission for a one-year term expiring in 2027. Newly appointed Alderman District 2 as representative to the Sustainable Neenah Committee for a one-year term expiring in 2027. Appointment Alderman Pownall and Mayor Borcher to the Fox Cities Metropolitan Planning Organization Policy Board for one-year term expiring in April 27. Entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Alderman Pownall motioned and seconded by Alderman Weber. All those in favor can indicate on your voting devices. Those are all approved. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, just one adjustment to the introduction and confirmation of mayor appointments. We will be striking letter B. Just for now, we are going to do that at our next meeting. So we have one appointment, the appointment of Frank Cuthbert, excuse me, to the library board to a 3-year term expiring in May of 2029, and through unanimous consent. Is there any objection to unanimous consent? Seeing none, congratulations, Frank. You bet. All right. Moving on, approval of the council proceedings, from April 1st, 2026 regular meeting. Yes, gotcha, good. All right, just want to make sure. Yes, Alderman Pownall.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to correct the minutes. They show for the SEH Inc. City Administration Building Master Plan, that vote shows 8-0. I just want to change that I voted against that.
Gotcha. Noted with those changes. Any other questions? If not, any objection to unanimous consent? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much. All right. Declaring on April 24th, the 2026 Arbor Day. The mayor's office on April 22nd declared the declaration of Arbor Day. We'll be celebrating on the 24th, and actually Mayor Lang will be getting a tree in her honor. So I think all the aldermen had that. I think it's 10 o'clock by the Pendleton Playground, so on Pendleton Road. So if you could make it, that would be a great way. All right, at this point, we'll open up the public forum. Speakers should give their name, residential address, and allowed 5 minutes to speak on any topic they wish. So feel free. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? All right. Oh, okay. Gabe's dad, do you want to? There we go.
I would like to announce, yep, I'm still Gabe's dad. And I think I'm loud enough. I don't think I need the microphone, if that's okay. My name's Gerald Van Ryken. I live at 654 McKinley Street. I want to say congratulations to the new guys on the Dream Team. Very proud to see you guys there today. I talked to Alderman Brian about what I wanted to do today, and I always want to bring a spirit of positivity and unity into this place. And the reason that I'm here is because of Alderman Carrie Lundgren, and I prepared a statement to thank her for her service to the city, and if that's okay, I'd like to read it now. Dear Alderman Lundgren, there is a chance that this might be the last official email that you read as the Alderman of District 1 of our fair and growing city of Neenah, Wisconsin. All emails that are received by the city become part of the public record, part of history, if you will. And I feel very honored and privileged today to be able to write to you with this new email address I just created. Many people come to my door. I've made it clear that anybody can knock on 654 McKinley Street if they ever need help. Most of the time, the people that knock on my door are gentlemen that want to sell me new windows, a new roof, or fix my leaky basement. But I will never forget the first time I saw you walking around my neighborhood so many years ago. You walked with such enthusiasm, energy, and purpose. I met you halfway across my yard, and I will never forget that look on your face. Roughly translated, That is a very big and scary man, and he's coming right at me. But Carrie did not falter. She kept right on coming. And we talked and talked and talked some more. And at the end of that conversation of minutes, it felt like we had been neighbors for 20 years. I respond very positively to people that display courage. And the least I could do for Carrie was to vote for her, and that's so what I did. I'm not a fan of politics, and I've always tried to rise above them. I'm not a fan of anything that divides people, a community and a city, a state, or a nation. But for some reason, I ended up here in this beautiful room, and that reason was Alderman Lendrum. Now, will your esteemed colleagues think that's a blessing? That remains to be seen. But I have no doubt that Carrie is going to continue to be a shining example of service and stewardship for the city of Neenah. She said some very kind words about me earlier this month, and I am indeed a friend of Neenah. And if I had to say, if Neenah had to pick a best friend right now, it would be Carrie Lendrum. Carrie and I have talked a lot about the challenges of my life at the YMCA. My first priority is always going to be to my family, my wife Andrea, and my children Garrison, Charlotte, and Gabriel. But if my house is in order and I still have the strength to spare, I will always be here for Neenah. I hope that Carrie comes back to these meetings and sits by me once in a while. The most important lesson that I'm trying to teach my young son is you end up being who you spend your time with. Not everyone can be an alderman, and even fewer can be a mayor. But everyone can make their city better, even if it is simple as handing a sticker to someone to say hello. There are so many ways that a person can make themselves better each day, and the same is true with our community. I'm looking forward to discussing these endless possibilities with Carrie and hopefully putting some of them into action. I found Carrie's phone number on Facebook this morning, and I sent her a text message. It said, "Good morning, Alderman Lendrum. I saw a video of us at the Carpenter Preserve and did not recognize myself. No Captain America sweatshirt. Thank you for being a superhero, Carrie. Gabe's dad." Thanks again to her for her 15 years of service, and thanks again in advance for all the good deeds she's going to continue to do for our city. Her work is never going to be done because people will continue it long after she's gone. That's Carrie's legacy. So, regards, respect, and above all, kindness. Gabe's dad, Gerald Van Ryken. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. All right, any other people from the public that wish to say or speak at this point? Okay, seeing none. Mayor, council considerations for public forum issues. Anyone wish to? I will then. Gerald or Gabe's dad. I always say Gabe's dad, but I appreciate you doing that. And I shared some words about Carrie, and at her last public safety meeting, and I just want to extend that same sentiment. It's been a pleasure working with Carrie, and always never turned down an opportunity to share her thoughts or wisdom. And I do have her phone number, and she will be getting phone calls often to be able to still be part of it. So, but thank you for your kind words. You bet. Okay.
Like I told Brian, I hope in 15 years, I'm doing the same thing, or more importantly, my son is doing the same thing. So
Excellent. All right.
keep the positivity and keep the unity, and everything's going to work out.
Cool. Alderman Steiner.
I just want to echo those comments. Alderman Lendrum was very welcoming when I first joined the council and extremely helpful. She spent time with me, having coffee, updating me on things, sending me texts just to say, "Hey, Dan, this is what it's about. Let me know if you have any questions." And I always appreciated that. And I think she's been a huge, addition to our community. And I also did the overnight, count in terms of the homeless around the community with Alderman Lendrum, and she had passion, and she really cares about the community and the people. So she will be missed. Certainly welcoming new members of the council as well. But I just wanted to say that Neenah is better because Carrie Lendrum was on the city council for 15 years.
Well said. Thank you, Alderman Steiner. It's hard because you're all my friends. I want to just be like, thanks, Dan. So I'll get used to it. So, all right. Any other comments or questions or comments about open forum? Okay. Seeing none, on to consent agenda. None. Reports, standing committees. A regular public service and safety meeting of April 7th was canceled. No report. Public services and safety meetings of April 14. Informational items, no report. On to regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of April 6th. Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of April 6, 2026. Item number 1, the committee recommends council approve ordinance 2026-04, amending Municipal Court Procedure Chapter 2 Administration. Article 8, Joint Municipal Court, Section 2-266, implementing the allowable change in increased court costs, and I so move.
Moved by Alderman Erickson, second by Alderman Paul now. Any discussion? Seeing none, please indicate your vote on your voting device. Motion passes. Okay.
Item number 2, the committee recommends council approve Resolution 2026-02, approving municipal court fee increase by $10 from $38 to $48 in response to the 2025 Wisconsin Act 113, and I so move.
Moved by Alderman Erickson, seconded by Alderman Bruno. Any discussion? Alderman Paul now.
Thank you, Mayor. Fully supportive of this. Just want to give accolades, not here, but Assemblyman Dean Crawford, who really bird dogged this through the state legislature and got it passed. I think he deserves a lot of credit for this. I just want to annotate that. Thank you.
Excellent point. Any other comments? Okay, seeing none, please indicate your vote. All right, motion passes clearly.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. All right, regular Plan Commission meeting of April 7th. Minutes can be found on the city website. Informational only, so no report. Board of Public Works meeting of April 9th. Alderman Ellis.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from that meeting, the board recommends to the council approve the pay request number 3 and final from Vinton Construction Company, Two Rivers, Wisconsin, in the amount of $118,960.83 of work completed through December 31st, 2025, utilizing the approved budget 2025 CIP funds minus $25,000 to be held until punch list items are satisfactorily completed, and I would so move.
Motion by Alderman Ellis, seconded by Alderman Bruno. Any discussion? Okay, Alderman Paul now.
Thank you, Mayor. Director Kaiser, I was just curious, you referenced the 2025 CIP funds. Where did we come in at? I mean, we're right on the button as far as total, because this is as far as like what was budgeted and what we spent.
Are you talking the Shorewall project?
Yeah, the Vinton construction.
Okay.
This is the final, isn't it?
Yeah, that was Parks and Rec project. Director Kading can give you the answer.
Okay, thanks.
All total with construction costs and change orders, $510,000. I'll get it right. 1510571 is our total cost for the project. My apologies. We actually had budgeted $3 million for the project. Bids came in really excellent when we originally did that. And then we were able to follow up the funding with the $3 million in the CIP. We also received a $1 million grant from the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, and we also have a $100,000 grant from the NRDA, the National Resource Damage Assessment Fund. So all total will be very whole at the end of the day.
Well, where are we? I thought the bid came in well low, but it was like 1.2?
Let's call it 126.
Okay, so we were 10% over the bid approximately?
Right. We had changed, well, I'm not doing the math real quick, but we initially came right back to the council We had not included the northeast section of the shoreline, so we added that for $188,000. The other two change orders were project specific to issues that we faced along the way.
That's excellent. I had advocated that once I went to Public Works meeting. In the future, it'd just be if there was an annotation here of where the bid was, just generally speaking, and where we came in at final, would be nice just to know in real time. And otherwise, as alderman, we got to dig in the book and find that.
Yeah, I apologize because this is part of the change order that was approved, so I should have put that on the memo.
It's
with
just
the
nice
final.
to know where we come in, because I know
Fair enough.
some are higher, some are lower. Thank you.
Yep, you bet.
Any other questions or comments on that one? All right. Please indicate your vote on your device. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. Let's go. Board of Public Works meeting of April 16th, 2016. Alderman Ellis.
Thank you, Mayor. Committee recommends to the council final pay request contract 10-25 window and exterior door replacement City Hall Administration Building to Omni Glass and Paint in the amount of $40,427, and I would so move.
Motion by Alderman Ellis, second by Alderman Bruno. Alderman Paulnow.
Thank you, Mayor. Now, Director Kaiser, I think I have the right person. Where did we come in? The original bid versus what we spent total, where did that fall?
Budget was 475. Original contract award was $460,961, and final payment came to that same number.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, indicate on your voting device. All right, motion clearly passes.
Committee recommends to the council the award contract 4-26 concrete pavement and sidewalk repair to Jim Fisher, Inc. in the amount of $251,505, and I would so move.
All right, motion by Alderman Ellis, second by Alderman Bruno. Any discussion?
Point of order?
Yes.
Looks like I don't have a request to speak button on my pad here, so.
Oh.
Would I have?
We can
Just raise my hand?
Yeah, we can do
Okay,
that.
all right, sounds good. I'll just do that
Alderman
for now.
Defferting.
Yeah, so I just had a couple questions on this one, simply because I'm kind of the new fish here. So if you could describe to me what exactly this entails. It looks like it's a concrete pavement and sidewalk repair. Is it just sidewalk, or is it does it go beyond that too?
It includes concrete pavement and sidewalk. These are repairs that are needed either due to defective walk that has been disturbed by utility projects, whether they're private utilities or public utilities. And this is, we generally have a target area that we're focusing on for sidewalk repairs, along with other things that are identified or calls that we get about defective sidewalks around the city. So the actual project here consists of 5 different budget line items. We have a miscellaneous pavement repair and miscellaneous sidewalk repair within the public infrastructure budget. We have the sanitary sewer utility has a pavement repair section in there, along with the stormwater utility and the water utility. They all have individual line items for pavement and sidewalk repair. So that's where we draw from for both this contract and the next one that will be before the council.
And this covers for 1 full year?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any further discussions, questions? Seeing none, indicate your vote on your device. Motion is, well, it's 7-1.
The committee recommends to award contract 5-26 HMA pavement repair to MCC Inc. in the amount of $189,910.62, and I would so move.
Moved by Alderman Ellis, second by Alderman Weber. Any discussion? Okay. Seeing none, indicate your vote on your device. Okay. 7-1, motion passes. All right, moving on to the Business Improvement District Bid Board report from April 21st, 2026. Alderman Ellis.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Ellis. Moving on to the Library Board report from April 15th, 2028. Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the Library Board meeting of April 15th, 2026. There is a lot going on at the library. During the month of March, because we're looking back 1 month, there were 18,984 visits. There were 27 curbside visits, and there were 2,154 questions answered at the circulation desk. There were 49,109 items checked out, and we have 129 new card holders. Upcoming events are listed on the library's website, but if you have a young grade school or preteen, they might be interested in an upcoming event, which is May 16th. It's a K-pop dance party, and that is sure to be a popular event.
That's May 16th?
That's May
Thank you.
16th.
Put that on the calendar.
Oh, yes, that's going to be great. If you are interested in events, programming, or any information on the library, please visit the new library website. And that concludes my report, and as always, please check out some books.
Thank you, Alderman Erickson. We always look forward to your reports. All kinds of great stuff going on at the library. Thank you. All right, moving on to Park and Rec Commission report. Alderman Weber.
Thank you, Mayor. The Park and Rec Commission did meet on April 16th. The minutes will be posted on the city website. Nothing significant for the council tonight. However, I would like to give a shout out again to Frank, Gabe's dad, Gerald, and a bunch of other folks that showed up at Carpenter Preserve last weekend to plant a bunch of trees. A lot of good crew there. And then also just a reminder, we have 2 other events coming up. Doty Island planting or Doty Park on May 9th, and then also sign installation at Carpenter Preserve again on May 16th. So if you're free, come by and help out. Appreciate it. And that concludes my report.
Awesome. Thank you, Alderman Weber. All right, moving on to presentation of any petitions. Clerk Nagel, any?
No petitions.
All right, and any council directives? Okay. Alderman Defferding.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is, as I said before, this is kind of a big, I would say a big change with the city of Neenah. We're seeing a lot of, we're going to be seeing some very important new faces. And of course, Director Kaiser has announced his retirement, and that's 35 years of public service for the city of Neenah. That's a lot of big shoes to fill. And so because of that, I think it's important for the city of Neenah to do a full audit of our Public Works Department, so that this would help the successor to find out what is currently working and what is currently not working, what are some challenges that's going on with the city of Neenah Public Works. And so that's something I'd like to get implemented as a council directive to do an audit of our Public Works Department. So that we have this ready for the successor starting in August. Second off, I have another council directive that I'd like to bring to the council. Is that I'd like to take a look at or start a general obligation debt strategy for the next 4 years. I think this is something that the city of Neenah desperately needs right now because of the direction of where the city is going with our finances. I think it's important for us to take a look at each department and start setting some benchmarks of where we need to be a little bit more financially feasible, and then start working towards those benchmarks going forward. So those are my 2 council directives.
All right. Thank you, Councilman Defferding. Awesome. All right. So let's take each of those individually, and then we'll start with the first one of the Public Works audit. There was I would take it, I'm going to refer, City Attorney Rashid, do you want to just kind of explain the process just briefly to make sure that every alderman knows? We're going to have kind of a conversation about this, not yours specifically, but council directives and how they work, just so we're very clear about that. But for the meantime, if you'd be willing to kind of share a little bit.
Sure, we can treat Alderman Defferding's comments as a motion, and that would require a second tonight. It cannot be voted upon until next council meeting.
Okay. All right, so we'll take the first request of the audit of the Public Works Department as a motion by Alderman Defferding. Is there a second? Is there a second? Okay, seeing none, motion is not granted without a second. Okay, moving on to the debt management resolution offered up as a motion by Alderman Defferding. The motion is made. And is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Alderman Paul now. Any discussion? And I'm going to defer to Director Rasmussen about what's in the works.
Sure. Well, if I may, I did meet with Alderman Defferding as well and discuss that I have put together a debt management policy that I plan on bringing forward to Monday's Finance Committee meeting. And we were talking about setting certain thresholds, which I totally am in favor with. You know, I've always been trying to find ways to lower our debt. So I'm in total agreement with that. And yeah, within the next 4, so we can start by discussing that debt management policy. I'm also been working with the mayor that most of you don't know. I created a checklist that we're going to go for a priority checklist for every single project that comes forward in the CIP and then into the budget, that there has to be justification of why they're even asking for it and scoring and with a weighted scoring. So I could bring that at least forward if you're ready for me to on Monday, just to discuss that checklist.
Absolutely. And
before our CIP, but.
Yeah, and that might give you what you're looking for.
I think we're
Yes.
already on the way, very far on the way, and we'll start on Monday with that.
Fantastic.
All right. So we won't be voting on this. This will be brought back up again, and perhaps we'll have some more clear indication. And I know Director Rasmussen has been working on this, well, for about 3 or 4 months. So we've got some good stuff started, and I think the message is understood. So thank you for that. All right. All right. Any other council directives? Oh, I'm sorry. Alderman Paul, I didn't see it. Sorry.
That's all right.
Getting used to the system.
I'm invisible down here. But I just want to kind of dovetail on what Attorney Rash had said in regard to the process for Alderman Defferding and everybody else, that the council directive, you know, you do a motion in a second, and then 2 weeks later, we would normally vote on that, and that gives that specific alderman time to work with staff about timelines, specifics, and what you really want to accomplish. Also, the rules were just changed that before the council directive is brought forward, that you touch base with the mayor to see if something similar isn't already in the works. So it's just, the process was tweaked a little bit, but I think it's laid out well that way. So.
And I think that's important, and just having been on that seat before, you know, it's, as alderman, if those things, they come through me, and then I'm able to direct staff versus the alderman directing staff. So we'll talk more about that as we get going, but I'm happy to hear about those things and be able to work with staff. So. Okay. Any other council directives? Excellent. Seeing none. Any unfinished business? Seeing no unfinished. Oh, yep. Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. At the last council meeting, I brought up whether or not we could have the police department give us an update on the electric bikes and electric scooters, and what the progress has been made on those policies. And I was wondering if we could put that again on the agenda for next month.
If I may, the memo and the proposed new ordinance will be on the next Public Services and Safety Committee agenda. So
Okay, great.
stay
Thank you.
tuned.
Wonderful. All right. Any other unfinished business? Okay. Seeing none, on to new business. Item A, we're going to discuss the timeline filling the vacant Alderman District 2 seat. So from our freshly minted rules, I'm just going to give you what our Rules Committee has on that, so we have an understanding and we can have that discussion. So filling vacancies, Rule 27 of the Common Council. When vacancies on Common Council occur, the mayor shall inform the public and the council members of the open seat. Applications for the appointment as alderman to a vacant seat shall be available at the city clerk's office and on the city website. Aldermanic applications shall be filled by or with the city clerk. The city clerk shall make available to the mayor and the council the names of those who applied the appointment as alderman for the vacancy. Applicants for the appointment to the vacant seat shall have the opportunity to present to council at a common council meeting why they are qualified for the appointment to fill the alderman vacancies. And once an applicant have had the opportunity to present their candidacy, the council will put the final selection shall be made upon a motion and affirmation vote of a simple majority of the common council. So that process will take place, seeking input from council as to thoughts or process on that. Clerk Nagel and I had a conversation just about making sure that the timing wise and whatnot, and we can probably have that discussion right now. So Alderman Paul.
Thank you, Mayor. So if I hear correctly, then basically the resident will come forward, give his elevator speech, then everybody else will give their elevator speech. They sit down. We don't really have, we have discussion in front of them whether we want them here or not. I mean, you know, I was just thinking, like, how does that process work?
My understanding, and just from my, because I know I had, that's how I was appointed the first time, Alderman Weber was as well. There wasn't a back and forth with council.
Nope.
There was just a presentation and then a vote. And we're going to do it on a ballot vote. So
Like a vote on the?
Nope, like a secret ballot vote.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's, I remember mine was online, so I was literally in my basement. So it's kind of weird.
There's not a second, like a motion and a second, it's just a?
Once determined? Yeah. Okay, so once the person is selected by a majority vote, then the council will appoint through a motion.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion on that? Alderman Steiner, or sorry, Council President Steiner.
So just, so I think I recall as well, so it's basically you do individuals, they kind of get eliminated, and then kind of the top vote getters move ahead
If
until
there's
you
not
have,
a majority.
right, until you have a majority.
Yeah, we had a three-way tie when I was there.
Okay.
This close to not having me on council.
Right.
So, yeah. And that procedure, obviously, will, Clerk Nagel will take care of that when we are processing it.
Okay.
And then, as that goes, then once that's determined a plus 50% or more, then that person will be up for a motion to be put in there. So please, if anyone is interested in District 2, big shoes to fill. So Alderman Erickson.
I just have a question for the city clerk. I was wondering if there's a timeline for how long you're going to post it, and then what meeting that they would be coming to.
I think that's what's up for discussion tonight.
Okay.
How long you.
What was the
council-
past practice on that?
When Alderman Weber was appointed, we kept the applications out there a month.
Okay.
And then it was the first meeting in June is when they presented and a person was appointed.
Okay.
Any other comments on the timeline specifically? Obviously, want to make sure that people have the ability to, but any recommendations? Or leave to the discretion of Clerk Nagel's office to be able to make sure? I mean, you've got the expertise in it. So, yes.
I
Alderman
hit the button. Do we have, like, when we post it, what do we post for job? Do we have a job description? Because there's not much in the budget for job description for an alderman, so I'm curious what we will display to them of what they're going to be doing.
Yes, that was, I believe, yeah, we did have a job description posted with, yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a very simple job description and a simple application, basically like you would apply for a job, right?
Yep.
But
Okay.
it was straightforward. Yeah.
Good questions. Any other comments about that? All right. So those we'll notify you when those are posted, so you can tell people and spread the word on that for sure. So, all right. Any announcements that may be coming? Oh, sorry. Any other comments about that? All right. Any announcements or questions that may come legally before the council? All right. Seeing none, again, thanks, everybody. Please be patient. We're all going to kind of readjust to things, and I just I'm real excited to be able to be a part of this, I guess, council and staff. So one thing I want to just stress, and you're going to hear it constantly from me, is respect. We are all here because we care about Neenah. And we may not always agree, but when it comes to addressing aldermen and addressing staff, it's going to be with the utmost respect for what we do and what you do. So that is, I hope, one thing that we can all agree on. So, all right, if that's all, then we will entertain an emotion, the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, moved by Paul now, second by Linsky. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everyone. We're adjourned.
The City of Neenah is pleased to provide video recordings of City Council meetings. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.